What on earth is that? It's a Journey into Comics Network production! All aboard!
I brought my pencil. What do you wanna do with your life? Walk on home, boy. Yeah. Like anything gets to say like you did before. Make it green, make it bleed, make it really.
Good afternoon and welcome to another exciting episode of Rank 'em All, Between the Buried and Me edition. Episode 4. It's the big one. They've all been big, but this one is really a turning point. Today, we rank colors. I'm so excited. Got the whole crew with me today. We got Dr. Dongo.
Hey. Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going good.
It is. Tell me your favorite Mitch Hedberg one-liner.
Oh boy, I just read a bunch of them.
That's why I'm asking.
The only
It's got to be the if I had a nickel for every time I heard that, that'd be a really weird way to make money.
That's a pretty good one. Mine's the drug one. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to, too. Brett Maxwell,
hello.
how's it going?
Good.
Great.
Stuffed.
Dude, me too. You made a pretty good breakfast.
Yes.
Thank you.
What was in it?
It was a sweet potato, red bell peppers, black beans. Cook all that shit up together. Then you can fry some eggs with it, and then put some cilantro on top, and
It was bomb.
mighty tasty. Just a little bit of used cumin, chili powder, and salt to season.
Bomb.com.
And it was tasty.
I just shoved all that shit on top of the eggs,
Yeah.
and
Usually the recipe is like, oh, play the egg on top for like presentation and all that
would've
stuff.
worked
But I just kind of threw it on the side because I didn't know if everyone wanted it.
the fun thing about breakfast
Plopped right
food is
on
that
top.
you can just smush it all together.
Right.
I'm usually really weird about my food touching.
Really?
Same.
I don't like my food touching.
Interesting.
There are 2 occasions I will let my food touch: when it's breakfast food and Thanksgiving.
Absolutely fair. Both occasions.
Steak
yeah.
and potatoes.
Yeah.
Well,
You
okay,
just-
that's a little different because that's a dish that goes together. But like, if I have like mashed potatoes, I don't want it like pouring over onto my steak. I want to eat a bite of my steak and taste my steak, and then I want to take a bite of my potatoes and taste my potatoes.
I usually scoop up the potatoes and then stab the steak, and that's boom.
Chris, I think I made fun of you for not made fun of you, but I was like, did you just mix all of that together with something? You're like, yeah, it's fucking delicious. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, biscuits and gravy.
You put something else on it though.
No, I put
think-
It's the egg.
I'll take my
You put your
biscuits and gravy
eggs.
with over easy eggs, throw it on the
Now,
top,
see, that I'd be
smash
okay
it all
with,
together.
too. That I'd be okay with
It's
too.
bomb.
Think of
Yeah,
something else
like-
disgusting Chris mixed together.
Not, maybe. I mean, there's a good chance of that.
Zach, what are your preferences?
Yes.
Yeah,
No, I like it all.
That's a great
Food.
answer.
Like as far as breakfast food, I would just mash it all together: biscuits and gravy with eggs, with chicken, with I mean, yeah, all of it.
Chicken is not included in breakfast nearly enough, I don't think.
No.
No,
Seriously.
It's underappreciated.
Yeah.
For sure.
I
Why-
agree.
Chicken and waffles, dog.
Mm.
Chicken and waffles. That should be the next breakfast. Actually,
I like.
I vote for chicken and waffles.
We have been brunching pretty hard before these podcasts. Gets us in the mood. Mixing that with our mimosas.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Yep. Everyone.
Mimosa toast.
Yeah. To the boys.
Oh yeah.
To finally getting to the album that everyone
Oh, yeah.
really wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
Yes. We didn't introduce him, but Chris, he's also here.
Oh yeah,
Zachary?
brother.
We just got kind of on a
Breakfast tangent.
breakfast tangent,
Well,
which is
that's one thing I think we have an advantage over the other party, the other project going on
Mhm.
is we can actually get together
Yes.
and hang out
Yeah.
and have a good old time.
We've been here for what? Brett's been here for about 3 hours. Just,
Yo.
Yeah.
just hanging out. So yes, episode 4, Colors by Between the Buried and Me, released September 18th, 2007 through Victory. I don't even know where to start with this. It's just fucking amazing. This is probably my favorite album by them. Let's see what else we got here. There's a live DVD of it. That's what made me fall in love with them as a band. I picked up the DVD on a recommendation from Mr. Cody Clem, who wanted to be here with us, but he's not. I figure 6 people is probably just entirely too many. Let's see. The band describes the album as adult contemporary progressive death metal. We just saw another funny one where they described it as new wave polka grunge.
I mean, that's kind of
Damn.
accurate.
I mean, and that's their description.
Yeah.
That is their description.
The year it came out, Ultimate Guitar named it Best Album of the Year. It debuted at 57 on the Billboard 200. Their first album to reach the top 100. Another little fun tidbit, Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, that was his favorite album of the year.
Really?
So
Nice.
it's kind of cool. It makes mention of the 10-year anniversary tour they did with the Contortionist, Polyphia, and Tooth Grinder. Several of us went to
Such a
that.
good.
Oh, yeah.
I had to go all the
Sure.
way to Cleveland with Mr.
Yep.
Cody Clem. We
Yep.
drove all the way to Cleveland for that show.
Oh damn.
It was a blast.
So I think we're ready to rock and roll. A fun thing. So it's called Colors. I read something. Where is it? They did some promotion where each song was given a color.
Whoa.
So
Off the album.
is that
Yeah.
what the streaks are across the?
streaks, yeah,
That would make
Apparently.
sense. That would stand to
Yeah.
reason.
For each song or whatever.
So that's kind of cool. So with that being said, let's start with track number 1, Foam Born, the backtrack.
Mm.
This is technically, it feels like just like an intro. Sounds kind of like a song. I mean, it really covers. It could be standalone.
I mean, even at I'm looking at 2 minutes 13 seconds
Yep.
for most popular songs on the radio and everything else. We're between 2 and 3 minutes.
so it's in the ballpark.
Yeah.
So it's lengthwise by standard measurement. That would be a full song, and I mean it does feel like it, but it is still that intro that really just brings you into the album.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely, I feel like it does a good job of really letting you know what you're getting into. The piano intro.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
When everybody comes in, the vocals, he does a nice pretty thing with his vocals, and
then
the drums are kicking up. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it all just kind of flourishes out. That's when I imagine, like, you're looking at the album and it's got the lines of color, and then they all break off separately.
Mhm.
That is the point. And like right when that kicks in is like that's when it all spreads out.
I
Like,
like
here
that. I like that.
we go. We're beginning the journey.
Because it really
Um,
it really does start off with that lightness and then just really picks up through the entire thing.
And you seriously get a little touch of all their different styles. He has clean vocals. He's got mean vocals. He's got we got pretty guitars. We got fucking blistering guitars.
Mm-hmm.
We got a
Um,
fire ass piano
it
intro.
blasts right. So I love it when they have titles that just look weird. So the song's called Foam Born, and then in parentheses A, the backtrack. The second track is called B, the Decade of Statues, and I only bring that up now to the transition to get to the
Yes.
It is one of the best transitions.
You don't know what happens.
I would say
No.
impeccable.
Yeah,
If
which
you're-
is something that another reason I really like this album is that it kind of just feels like one long track.
To me it is.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
There's
To
no
me it is.
Yeah.
like once you know, like when the new tracks start, you could point out like, yeah, that transition seems clear, but you can listen through it, and if you don't know it, you're like, it's not. We haven't stopped.
So
We're 50 minutes in and it hasn't stopped yet. Like, oh, it's gonna keep going.
I think we talked about episode 2 with my playback problems, or was that episode 1 even? Where like it had that pause in between the songs. Like, oh, I can fix this real quick on my Spotify. And it was just pausing in between each one, and it was ruining the experience for me because
Weren't you saying that was for like the remaster?
I thought it was,
Yeah.
but it was just one of my
Yeah.
settings. Yeah, I
Yep.
thought the remaster was fucked up like that. I'm like, why would they do that? Like, it's supposed to be one thing. Why would there be
Mhm.
pauses? And it was just my stupid Spotify settings.
We fixed it though.
We did.
Let's see here. I really like the line, the drive to complete ourselves has become a blurry vision, always wanting more, bettering ourselves through selfish minds. It started to overflow. A current that creates this undertow, swimming beneath it all. Bump, bump, bump,
That's
bump.
my favorite. Is the swimming beneath it all.
And then we're in. I really like this song. I am going to give it an 8.5. 8.5. Because it's in this weird position. Like we've joked, like once you start Colors, you pretty much just listen to all of it, you
Mhm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think if it were to be separated, then I don't know if it'd be one that I'd go to all the time. So still love it. I knew I was about to sprinkle the shit out of this album with 10s, and it would be if there was one that maybe didn't need a 10, I'm gonna give it to Foamborn. Brett, what do you think?
I was actually sitting at 8.5 as well.
Oh my goodness.
Just because, as much as it feels like an intro to the album, and yeah, it's like, I'm not going to go pick to listen to the intro to one of my favorite albums and then not listen to the coinciding songs. So,
Especially going
am
into
I going to be
into
like,
decade.
I want to listen
Right.
to Foamborn A? Like, no, I'm going to listen to the whole thing.
Yes, I'm going to listen to
So-
Colors.
And I'm really going to like this song, but it's, definitely wouldn't be one I need to listen to this as a standalone song, because then I'm going to be like, nah, I'm going to the whole fucking album
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
Right.
I'm going to, if I hear this song first, I can't
What
not
kind, of
listen to
monster,
it.
what kind of monster hears the intro to Decade of Statues and turns it? Like,
Yeah.
There's no way you're just
The
listening
worst
to part
kind.
one.
The worst kind of
The
monster.
worst kind. All right, Zach, what do you give? What do you give Foamborn?
I was thinking like a solid 9, honestly. Just because, okay, so yes, it's just the intro. Yeah, it's only 2 minutes long, but there's such a variation, and then it leading into the banger of the next song.
Absolute banger.
It's definitely at least a 9.
All right, I like that. Dick.
So, speaking on the album as a whole, I think, well, for one, there's not a song on this album that gets lower than an 8 for me. That's my baseline for this album is 8.
That's well deserved, I think.
Second,
Absolutely.
I feel like when they began writing this album, they took a good hard look at Selke's The Endless Obsession and was like, this is our baseline.
Yeah.
This is the standard now. We need to make an album that's either this or way better.
Something I pointed out to is either Chris or Brett. So Alaska was the first one that had the lineup that we know.
Yeah.
And before they did Colors, they did The Anatomy of, which is a covers album. That's why we kind of skipped it here. We're gonna return to it for our finale.
Okay.
For the listeners. So they did Alaska. That was their first outing all together. And then I thought it was cool. So they go and they do this covers album that it's just a wild influence of different bands. I don't even remember all the different bands they covered. So we got Metallica, Motley Crue, Soundgarden, Queen, King Crimson, Pink Floyd, Smashing Pumpkins, Earth Crisis, Sepultura, Blind Melon, Faith No More, Depeche Mode, Pantera, and Counting Crows.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's quite the variety.
Yeah.
It's an
great.
insane. It's a little bit of everything. It says it's all their favorite bands and musical inspirations. So it was super cool to me that they decided, yeah, we're going to be in a band together. We got these songs that I don't know for sure. It definitely, Alaska still has tons of influence from the former members. It was cool that they're like, well, let's talk about our favorite bands, about our favorite influences, and where we want to go as a band. And then they make Colors, and it's like, yeah, you threw it all at the wall,
Yeah.
and that's what you got. So yeah, it's just it's a complete ride. Dick, what did you end up thinking score wise?
I'm going to give it an 8.
Gonna give it the 8. Gonna give it the baseline.
Yep.
Chris.
8.75.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Now, Decade of Statues. So
Mm.
we're in now. We come blistering in. I'll just keep waiting. You'll just keep waiting. It's just heavy as fuck.
Obsession.
Yep.
Obsessive.
The only note I put for it is comes in hard as fuck.
Yeah, it's about what you need.
Yeah.
It's just such a banger. Yeah, someone else can take the reins on this if they'd like.
It's easily the heaviest song on the album.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah, like when it comes like their more hardcore influences, yes,
Yeah.
this is the more sludgy, just like
This is
I definitely get that Dan like chicken neck going on,
Yeah,
like we said,
like
Dusty, sorry.
if there's a song on this album that could be placed on any of the previous albums, it's probably this one.
I would agree with that.
And it would be a Selke's level song
Mm.
on the previous
It is
albums.
wonderful. This is where you hear the it's a must these days for the colors are fading.
Probably.
I knew you'd come around.
Probably.
That's when you know you're in there. You're like, they said it. They said the album title.
There it is.
A little more exciting than when he yells Alaska.
A little bit more.
The waves have pushed me to where we need to be constant rushing, the flyby with no remembrance, constant rushing. Block out the rush hour, block out the tired herds.
See, that's what I was about to say. Like, that's my favorite section.
Yeah.
Only the sounds of what my mind wants to hear. Block out the rush hour, block out the tired herds.
Decorated statues.
Yep.
Mhm.
People just know it's a nice commentary on people just floating
Fucking, yeah.
floating by.
Yep. The
To us these days, colors are
flyby
king.
with the flyby with no remembrance. I do like the little bit of trivia, like when I started getting into BT Bam that you told me about, the line that this block happens every year was talking about like how he was writing the song and like every time he's writing an album he gets writer's block.
Mm-hmm.
And so this block happens every time. He's like, I was so stuck at this part that it incorporated it into his lyrics.
And this block happens
This
every
block
year,
happens every
and you
year.
are all the reason. They'll get into that later on. White Walls is covers it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Of just trying to not subvert expectations, but not give a fuck about expectations. Like, because at this point in their career, I've seen it in lots of different forums and groups that Alaska and Colors is where tons of fans dropped off because they're more hardcore.
Yeah.
They like the grungy shit. And Tommy brings it up multiple times. He's like, we are doing what we want and we don't give a fuck. If you want to stick with us, stick with us. If you want us to just keep doing the same shit we did, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want.
It's one of those like me or hate me, we don't care.
I understand
Some
making
deals.
music for the fans, but also you got to do it for yourself as an artist. You have to create what you want to create, not create what other people want
You can't
to hear.
just obviously
know?
there's a little bit of give and take as far as that goes. You know, it's a relationship like any other kind. But still, you are doing what you want to because this is your music at the end of the day.
An aggressive need for a hostile voice is creeping away.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to be as
He doesn't need to be screaming
do.
all the time.
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna sing stuff and I don't give a fuck if you like it.
Yep.
All that being said, does anyone else have anything they want to add before we rank?
Nope. I'm good.
Believe it or not, I give this one a 10.
Surprise.
Surprise, surprise. It's so good beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're gonna say this every single time, and then right at the end of the song pops perfectly into the third song.
Boom.
And
Yeah.
so Chris, we'll start with you.
10.
Quick,
Excellent.
easy.
Dick.
This song is great. It didn't quite register as high as the other ones for me, though. So I'm going to give it an 8.3.
8.3. That's still very respectable. That
I give it a 9.75.
okay, so it's up there.
Definitely.
It's definitely tickling you, right?
Oh, it's tickling me.
Could you kill?
Yeah,
I feel it.
You asked me the other day, like if I had my ratings
Yeah.
ready to go, and I was like, no.
Nope.
I mean, I do. Like I don't. I just got to kind of think about it.
Yeah.
I like during the discussion. I think this one's gonna go with a 9.3.
9.3.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. We definitely discussed that when Colors was gonna be the one where we have to start
This one's a
nitpicking
banger,
hard,
but I
'cause
don't
it's
think
like,
I don't think I could two-step to this one.
you know,
No,
I think,
you don't think so?
I don't think I could two-step to this
So
one.
I'll show you exactly where you can do stuff.
Wait a minute.
Oh, let me prove you wrong.
Dun, dun, dun. Where are we? Oh my god, why can't I remember it? Oh my gosh, it's definitely in here. The fine line we don't remember as constant rushing. Boom. Dun, dun, dun. Walking in my own movie. Dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
Walking
Okay.
in my own movie. Dude, I can start two-stepping to that shit. Easy. I'll show you. Not right now. All right. Okay, so moving on. Song number 3, Informal Gluttony. Or as I put it earlier. No, I'm not doing it.
Come on.
I did it in the goofy voice earlier.
Do it.
Uh,
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
I don't think I could do it. Give me a little bit. I'll catch you guys off guard with it. There's not as much pressure. Song number 3, Informal Gluttony. Comes in, screaming about rebuilding. Cannot close our eyes. Lots of trash talk. And I'm not talking about like mean stuff. I'm talking about trash. Trash bag, trash hat, wrinkle-free clients of doom. This is an interesting one. It comes in. I'm going to use Egyptian
Yeah.
as a descriptor.
Like in,
Well, then you got the drums that are coming in like super tribal.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
I would
Tribal's a good word.
I would say like more of like an Aladdin than
Ooh,
Egyptian.
a Middle
It's
Eastern.
Middle Eastern for sure.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Like you're going on
Okay.
a carpet ride kind of deal.
Yeah.
I like that better. I like how we got there together. Aladdin, Middle East.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I love that. I love the build up in this one because after Decade of Statues, it's a lot of just fucking going.
You got the tribal pounding and then the like the whatever
Right.
those are, those little chants.
It's the rebuild.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They're actually saying something there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
The intro to the song is great too. And then it just goes right into just slapping you in the fucking face.
The all-you-can-eat trumpet playing the tunes of our death. The preacher's talent is going through the airwaves.
My favorite
Need to be
lines-
led in the right direction.
My favorite line is definitely right after the tribal part with the rebuild. The construction paper traffic, corner office destruction. The cityscape burns brighter by the hour. Clock tower, bring us all down. Marching like ants to the foundation of a higher form.
Yep.
Trash, capped, and smothered.
Trash.
So what you're saying is your favorite part's the whole first.
It's just
I mean,
the first three or four minutes.
stanza.
Yeah.
It's like
It's just the first 3 or 4.
It's like the
I
first
mean-
half of the song
And
is
then it
just
gets
really
into the next
good.
part, which I also like a whole hell of a lot. And then
Yeah.
it finishes off with parts I really fucking like. Yeah. We joked that this is how the whole album was gonna go. We're like,
Yeah.
so then this next song is like really fucking awesome. I love it. I'm giving it a 10. What about you?
That's why I'm trying to I hit it with the 9.3 on the last one because I'm like I gotta give it something.
Anybody else have anything about number 3?
I love how this was really kind of like they finally got weird
Mm-hmm.
with
Oh,
the
yeah.
song.
Oh, I started
yeah.
getting into it and then I got distracted. So you're kicking ass through Decade of Statue, mostly just pushing, and then beginning of Informal takes you all the way back down, building up with the tribal.
Yeah.
Even when the guitars kick back in, it's got that Middle Eastern feel.
Yeah.
Then you slide back into like fast drums.
Yeah.
But then it
Um,
takes you down with the chorus, which is awesome. The chorus is great.
It's a
too.
real
Oh, yeah.
theme. Yeah.
Well, and
yeah.
there's really clean vocals in it too.
Oh,
The
super crisp.
transition in it, all of it, where it's just like, oh man.
Yeah.
It's
How
got a
can you
good,
not
it's
get
a
a hard
good
on
up
from
and
it?
down wave on this one. I really like it. Who wants to rank this one for me first?
10.
Chris is not fucking around, or maybe he is fucking around. I don't know how to view it. All right. Oh, that's me. That's.
I mean, you might as well just put your 10 there anyway.
I don't know if I have a 10 for this
Oh.
one. Brett, what do you
Oh.
think?
I'm gonna give this one a 9.8.
Ooh. It's
It
so
is-
different. This
Yeah.
one, this is much different than the other songs. I
This
I
is
think.
the
think that's
one,
what I
like-
like about it so much, though. It's how different it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Where
like I
it's
said,
just
they
like,
got
ooh,
weird. They got weird
man.
with this one. It was the first one they did like a real experimental sound, like with the tribal drums, with the weird guitars, with everything like that. So it wasn't the BT band we had heard before. This is
Right.
when it was finally like. I remember the first time I listened to the album. This was the song where I finally went like, "Oh, what is that?"
Yeah.
Like, okay, this band's brutal because I heard, Foam, all right, intro. Then I heard Decade of Statues. I'm like, oh, yeah, just getting down. And then they hit me with Informal Gluttony. I'm like, oh,
I'm not-
yeah.
hello.
So, yeah.
Hello.
So it.
You think you're getting a feel for what they're doing, and you're like, "There's no way. This is gonna change
Yeah.
every few minutes."
Yep.
into
It's just a
something
roller
totally
coaster of
different."
emotion.
I think probably my first like 20 listens through this album, I didn't know any of the song titles because I didn't look and I just kept listening to it all the
Right.
way through. And the next thing I know, I'm hearing that opening piano key, and I was like, "What the? It's over?
Yep.
Oh my god! I
Right.
need to do it again."
I mean, hell, I said that the other day. We were listening to it. And I was just like, oh, it's
That guy
over,
was
and
doing it
like,
twice
yeah,
in a row.
yeah.
Like I was doing dishes, it finished. And he was like, "What should we listen to next?" I'm like, "Colors." So we put it on.
Just toss it back on.
Redo.
All right, Zach, what do you think? Informal Gluttony,
I say it's on 9.5.
9.5.
Really appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I can't complain.
It's a good one. It's a
Man.
good one.
I'm with Zach on this one. 9.5.
9.5. Dick is wow. Dick really liked this one.
I like yes.
I gave this a 9.25.
Oh.
Well, we'll knock that up to 9.3. We'll be nice. We'll be nice. So then, this is the last train stop. If you're getting off, you could maybe get off right here because it goes back down at the end of the song.
Yep.
And then
it just
whips right
hips.
the fuck back up into Son of Nothing.
And there's no
the
stopping.
drum roll, and then
Like
and we're in.
running through
We're
the
already
fucking
And then he's just
jungle.
brutal on the
Oh,
vocals
yeah.
right there. Just
and you don't-
slamming.
Then you've got Son of Nothing, Answer the Sky. It took me forever to realize when those songs switched because they
Sometimes
they
they
go-
forget.
Yeah,
they
it's
go
just
right into
seamless.
the
It's
part.
just so
Like
fast.
he even doesn't stop screaming. I don't think between the
No.
transitions. Like
He just
it's,
goes.
It's from one line to the next is the new song.
He just bangs it out, dude.
I know exactly how it transitions. It's the
Yeah.
riff. There is a
Exactly.
riff that he plays that they play at the end of Son of Nothing and at White Walls right before the breakdown.
Yep.
I'm not gonna try to mouth it, but
I did think there was gonna be a lot of squigglies, like
Just like
I can try.
it's like
I
a
can try.
nice
Okay, so
little-
at the very end of Son of Nothing, it goes something like do 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 do
Oh, it's that last
Oh,
like
yeah.
4 minutes to the end.
And
Yeah.
then in White Walls, he does it again. He goes. There we go. See? Did it.
Yep.
I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Little noodle.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
I'm gonna do it.
So okay, so once you get rocking into Son of Nothing, it's nonstop for about 25 minutes. It just keeps on going until you get to prequel, which kind of feels you're like, okay. But also, I mean, even that first opening riff of prequel kind of feels like you're still
there.
just plowing
Yeah.
along.
Just trucking along.
So Son of Nothing.
Ew.
This is a
Love it.
really good one.
Mhm.
Did you want to take this one away? And start off.
I love the lyrics. I love how it's about like it's about a character who's just sick of his everyday life.
Yep.
You know, he's sick of his routine. And then the people kind of shun him for it or shame him for it. The people in his life, they call him a spaceman.
Yeah,
and-
that's what they say I am.
Yeah. And I just love all those weird ways that he keeps saying spaceman. That's what they say I am. Like this,
So many times.
but this song has so many different like movements.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
That's what I love about this whole album is a lot of these
Layers.
songs have movements,
Like
not
an
just
onion.
verses, not just choruses and
Yep.
verses. This album is a lot more structured, whereas before there was a lot of chaos for the sake of chaos in terms of the song structures, but there's a lot better structure in this.
They
album.
wrote songs in the past to be badass.
Yeah,
they
now
wrote
they're
these
like-
songs to tell a fucking story.
Epic as
Yeah.
fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
just that whole jungle feel to the start of the song, how they kind of make you feel like you're in like the fucking jungle running through.
Mhm.
It's like, ooh, it gets you ready. It's like, ooh, get ready, guys.
Yeah, and
get
Informal
fucking
definitely
ready.
has some run through the jungle feels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely really like Some Nothing because, like you said, it is the beginning of like where it just really goes for the rest of the album.
Oh yeah,
You
I would
get
say-
one more little pause and then
I would
White
say the
Walls.
climax or close to the apex of the album, and then not the
No,
apex, but
that'd
the
be White
climax.
Walls for sure.
Right.
This is definitely a high point where I feel like it kind of plateaus for a second. And then
Yes.
and then
That end riff.
it
It's like,
plateaus.
man, we are fucking rocking right now.
Yeah,
Like,
You finally think you're gonna get a break, and then it climbs up a little higher, and then White Walls just drops
Oh,
you
yeah.
down.
Yep.
maybe
Um,
all the complaining is an occurrence of boredom. Holy shit, my
Oh.
dude. Absolutely.
yep.
I was so fucking bored. Like, I'm just gonna fucking complain about everything.
That's how people are.
And it's exactly
Yeah.
how people are.
I love the whole floating towards the sun part.
Yep.
Like it's just so
So
calm
pretty.
and
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty,
yeah.
and you can't help but just sing along with it.
Towards the sun.
And then I have become the son of nothing. Like wait, I think that's before. But yeah,
I did love. I did laugh. I did live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, love, motherfucker. Okay, this is the end of the song is my favorite lyrically because I can't believe this is where it's come to. I never really had it all that bad. I just looked around and never thought about the blank stares. They were looking into something much worse than what I thought I was. Selfishness is a very sticky quality of this species. Looking around, I don't see any faces. Yes, I'm lonely. It's to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to the Decade of Statues, like just thinking, like it's like, man, like I thought I was just looking into fucking blank vessels the whole time. It's like, no, they were looking back into me, thinking I was a blank. Like we're all doing it, you know?
Right.
Banger, absolute banger, and it's yeah, this one's I think 12 or 13 minutes of just it's
a
up and
roller
down.
coaster ride.
The transitions are beautiful between they're not not going from something super heavy transition into something heavy, like really cool transitions into soft parts, and they did that. This song has it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Where they're kicking a lot of ass, have
And
a
then
really
it
cool
slows
transition,
down.
and then they slow it back down just to build it back up.
It's like a quick second, like, hey, regain yourself real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need this for a second. Here's your pause. Now here we go.
The riff.
Yep.
That's funny. I just wrote in my notes the riff, referring to the one at the very end. I like it was at the end, but I knew I was going to bring it up early on. This one has the circus transition that I really like, not the bar scene transition, which is I know a favorite of everybody's. I couldn't help myself. I gave Son of Nothing a 10. Chris,
That is also a 10.
come on, my dude. All right, you got the
You
turkey.
can't be
turkey
mad at
10.
him for really liking an album.
No,
Dude, this is by
I'm-
far my absolute favorite album.
it is. It's fucking
Just
amazing.
hands down. It is the one that no matter what, I would choose to listen to this album over any of them.
It gets regular. I bet at least once a week.
Oh, absolutely.
More so lately now because we're doing this, but
Yeah.
I would usually put it on at least once a week.
I think I at least listened to it like twice a day all the way up until now.
Yeah, I've been listening to it pretty hard.
Yeah.
But it just never gets old to me. I love this album.
All right, Zach, what do you think?
10.
Oh, wow.
No question.
Nope. Nothing else needs to be said.
Nope.
Brett.
Hell yeah, brother.
I am going to give this one a 10.
Oh my goodness. We can't leave it up to Dick.
This gets a 10.
Oh man.
Hey-o.
It's a 10.
Perfect score.
Is it? Is that the first?
think
I think
so.
the
On
first,
this
that's the
album.
very
Or
first
no,
Oh,
one.
wait.
this one, yeah.
Okay, we did
Those
have
albums.
we did
Yeah,
have
Selkies.
one. Yep.
Yeah, Selkies.
Selkies
I think
was
that's it.
perfect.
Son of Nothing and Selkies.
Mm.
Very good company.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
good company.
absolutely.
to
Oh,
be
yeah.
in. All right. So we discussed that riff that I just love way too fucking much. We're 13 minutes in. It plays the riff and then immediately transitions into Ants of the Sky, which you would have no idea because it does not stop. It just goes from that riff.
Yep.
Boom,
Seriously.
we're in. My teeth taste funny today. They seem more jagged than normal. I've been told I've been grinding them like gears during my dream hours. Feel that, brother. I feel that. I wonder if it's just my thoughts fusing into one frequent dream. Man.
I
There's a-
feel that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right. Who wants to dive into Ants of the Sky?
I guess I will. They get I like the nice break with the riff going into it. And it just really sets you up for whatever whirlwind you're about to just take journey into after it kicks off.
Because this one is again just a lot of pummeling.
Mhm.
It's still got its couple soft spots.
It's got too many. I think it has too many amazing riffs to even count within it.
These Son of Nothing and Ants of the Sky. It's just riff,
Yeah.
riff.
I mean,
Not going back. They don't really repeat. There's I think. See, I'm getting lost in them a little bit. I think there's a one riff that repeats in one of these. It goes back to it at the end a little bit, but for the most part,
I think it's the last one.
they're just slamming through this
yeah.
bastard.
And then I question the end of it. Is it, like I said before, is it a comeback of the Redneck Overlord at the
So let's
end
talk
of the
about
song?
it. We're gonna talk about
Yes.
it. So
The
this is-
redneck over.
This is the bar scene. It has the
Or
break
Redneck
where it sounds
Lord?
like they're
Glasses clinking, people
Yeah.
cheering, little like cantina scene.
You get like a nice little like southern Texas feel, I guess, or like a
It's a it makes you feel like a western, like walking into a bar in a western.
Right.
I call these parts the yeehaw hoedowns.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
absolutely.
They're yeehaw
Yeah.
parts.
oh yeah.
absolutely
Very
yeehaw
yeehaw.
parts.
Much ye, many haws.
It looks like by the end of the song, his teeth are back to feeling normal. But this also has the big, beautiful sleep on, fly on, in your mind you can fly.
Yeah.
One of the best, in my opinion, one of the best sections that they've ever done, ever. The build up, his vocals. It's all so good. Anyone else have anything they want to add?
This song is just nuts.
It
Like,
is.
It's just
wild.
yeah, just the leads in this song are just out of this world constantly. And the sleep on part, like you were saying. Yeah, the like you could literally, I mean, I don't know if it's just because the title's Ants of the Sky, but you could literally put like imagery of ants working and going in and out of a hive and all that, and it would fit.
Absolutely.
Like it makes you think of ants, like the music does.
And he's relentless with his vocals up until the sleep
Constant.
on, fly on part where they really bring it down. He's pretty in your face still. So they're definitely doing the lighter stuff. Like, why do I always have to scream? He mentions it. Why do I always have to like use harsh vocals?
Yep.
Right.
He still does a lot of it because obviously that's his roots, and I know that's his influence too. But I would say my favorite lyrics out of this song are "Seems the high horse is taking them all home.
That's right.
I can't leave myself out. Why should we sleep today? Why should we be awake tomorrow?
Yep.
We can just pop back a few and drift through this pre-programmed flight."
Yep.
Wow,
Like,
that's
that's-
funny.
Popping
Also,
back a few.
Like, what are we popping back a few of?
Today's mimosas.
whatever you want.
Cheers,
Whatever
Ran
you
out of
want.
mouth
Um,
already.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up, Brett. I love that breakdown. It's got like a southern rock like feel to it, instrumentally, and he's just fucking screaming it out. I really like this one. I gave it, I believe, a 9.5. I don't know. I got a lot of things working here. 9.5. My mouse is doing the crap. It's doing the thing.
I don't know.
Got a
No.
lot of super expensive equipment around here, and the mouse doesn't want to work. It's not a good thing. All right, Dick, what do you think of Ants of the Sky?
Ants of the Sky gets a. What am I gonna give it? Let's give it a 9.3.
It's a banger.
Yes.
Easy banger. Zach,
I would say 9.
you want a 9?
Yeah. It's a banger.
Man, that riff is so damn good.
Mhm.
Before slamming into,
Prequel to the sequel.
we'll get there. Brett,
We're actually flying through this a lot quicker than I would expect.
we're just.
We're just all agreeing with each other because we're like, yeah, you're right. That is good. So is this. We're like, yeah, you're right. That is good. So is this.
I'm
Wait,
On to the next one. Is this one good? Oh, it's fucking good. This
like the
one's
fucking-
gonna get a 9.6.
9.6.
It's like the Moon Man meme. It's all good. Always has been.
Yeah. Yeah. You really gonna give this all 10s? Was always gonna. Chris.
All right, this might blow your mind. 9.8.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Dog. You want to think about it a little more?
Are you sure it's not a 10?
Don't do this for
positive.
our
No,
record.
Dude, it. I don't know. There. I love the song and it's a banger, but at the same time, like sometimes it's too much
Right.
for me. Like where it's just
Yeah.
like all the changes and everything. Like I said, that
When you're not-
whirlwind. It's just like, oh my god, dude, like I need to take a break for a second. Like my mind is fucking blown every
were-
time I hear it.
We were sitting here looking at the lyrics, like listening along, and yeah, it was about halfway through this. We both look at each other like we're tired. We're like, this
Dude.
is just fucking relentless.
like bro, pause it,
Dog,
please.
You're
I
hurting my
need-
brain.
I
Can you
need
do
to
something else for a
digest,
moment?
please.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So after that wonderful Western bar scene, they rip back into that riff one more time for taking you out into one of my favorite riffs that any band has ever made ever. The beginning riff of Prequel to the Sequel.
Yes.
Mm.
Fire.
Mhm.
It's
Tasty.
just such an epic riff. It builds the fuck up, and then hits somewhat of a plateau, and Dan comes in with a nice little bass line. Before just fucking going down the hill, he starts hammering away at the drums. And we're on a fucking journey with this one.
Yeah.
There's quite a story going on. I don't know if I could even sum it up really without fucking just reading through the fucking lyrics. Anyone else want to jump in before I just start doing a lyric analysis?
This song is when it first. I mean, I had always. This is like one of the few songs on the album that I had listened to previously before listening to the whole album, because of what this song's about, and it never hit me as hard as it did the first time listening to it for this
Yeah.
Rank 'Em All.
Yeah.
So when it comes in like directly out of Ants of the Sky, I was like, whoa.
Dude,
I was walking into my work area at the exact same time, and like everything was just hitting the nerves of my body perfectly.
Right.
And like chills and all that shit. It's great.
Yeah, it's because there's no Answer the Sky is just kicking ass all through the end, and there's no like it doesn't let you down like Informal does. You're still fucking flying high, and that first riff of Prequel is uplifting as fuck.
Yeah.
Then
Yep.
I should say what this is about. So this is the prequel to the sequel. This song is the prequel to Lost Paradise from Silent Circus.
Yes.
And flows in. It's part of the Parallax story. This introduces a character, though. While it talks about a character that was in Silent Circus, or not Silent Circus, Lost Paradise, the character that is part of this Prospect 1.
Yes.
That's who, or no, this is Prospect 2 technically. He is one of the characters that the child or baby in Lost Paradise was talking about. The one that talks too much. And it even that's how you know this is the prequel to this, because it's like, why am I talking so much? I'm talking so much right now. I can't control it. And it just gives a little more backstory as to what's going on with their paradise. Why is it lost? It's talking about their world now. It's being how they destroyed it.
Letting them into every secret, feeding from every branch, every part used for their lives. Before they notice it all start to wilt away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could
Yeah.
I could dive in here more if anyone else wants to jump in.
I got my one favorite verse that I can throw down on this one. I kind of lost where we were at. But it must be human, for its qualities seem to outdo even the grandest occupant of the town. For whatever it is, that verse just boom, it hits. It's like
Starts
shit,
to catch the
love
attention of the unbranched. It's never experienced this kind of affection before. A wonderful and frightening new obstacle in life.
Yep.
This one is more story driven than I feel like a lot of the other ones are a little more intrinsic kind of, just kind of
right.
Tommy going on about observations of the world and whatnot, whereas this is a
fictional character.
yes,
Even that they're writing about.
and then he runs with that for fucking a decade afterwards and just keeps on pumping it out.
I always loved how he screams from a monster to a beauty in quick months.
Yep.
Its life seemed to be on its way to a rare freedom. It decided it should take advantage of this idea. Of this idea. And then it goes into that riff right there. Yep.
Mixture of planting soon took course of its body, a spectacle nonetheless. Walking proud through life, letting its branches guide the way.
I love the vocal effects he uses right there.
Yeah.
A spectacle nonetheless.
Yeah.
Has it?
And then it noticed its walls.
The polka part.
Yes.
More staggered. That is one of my favorite ones to sing along to, because it's so silly. It sounds so goofy.
But it keeps your attention.
Like it.
I think we kind of glazed over it, but there was a part like that earlier.
Which
I think it was in I want to say Informal Gluttony or something. One of those songs earlier where it's la 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 la. He does that fucking and he goes into that like Eastern European voice.
Yeah.
I mean, polka grunge. They're hitting it.
Yeah.
They're hitting it.
Yeah, very last line of the song, and that's all starting to wilt away. Just scooching through, sucking in all,
He hits it
sucking in the
real
sunlight.
high. He hits it real high.
There are lyrics that aren't sung though.
Yes.
In parentheses, they will see this lost perfection. It will come back around. Will the newborn live to tell this story? Rewind. I get it now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Light bulb.
All right. Well, Brett, why don't you start us off with your rank?
I'm going to give this one a 9.4.
9.4. Healthy.
It
It's a
is
good
a very
score.
healthy song too.
That's pretty much your average.
Oh.
9.4.
Yeah.
It's super healthy.
Zach, what do you think?
So healthy, I would give it a 10.
Ooh,
It's very good for the health.
very nourished.
Yes.
Dick, prequel to the sequel. Lay it on us.
10.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Do
it.
Chris?
10.
All right.
Do it.
That wasn't a mistake because mine is also. A 10. This was one of the first ones that I really really liked off the album. It's the one.
Yeah.
For a while I would start there.
Really?
I would start a prequel and then listen to Viridian into White Walls. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
one of my
because
favorites.
that's one of the.
I love it a lot.
Yeah.
I love it a lot. This one is not like if I were to pick other songs on the album, I'd pick.
Yeah,
others
I
over
definitely
this
agree
one
with Nick. Prequel to the
sometimes.
sequel, transition to Viridian, transition to White Walls. It's just fucking epic, beyond proportions.
So we have our first, and only instrumental of the album right after prequel. Viridian. This is Dan Briggs going to town. Lots of bass. It's fucking awesome. It's very slow. It never gets fast or heavy. It's just nice, smooth transition. It is giving you just a few moments to breathe,
Yeah.
catch up, because the last song totally whoops your ass
Let you
for the vast
recuperate.
majority of it.
Yeah.
Your first and only break comes an hour into the album, pretty much.
Right.
Like, fine, we'll finally give you guys a break and then whip your ass some more.
Here, we're done blowing your mind. Just kidding.
LOL, JK.
Since how it's instrumental,
Okay, that's
and I'm not some college trained musician who could break things down much more. I don't really have much else to say about it. I think it's a perfect transition from the wild ride that is prequel to the sequel into it. It builds up to the opening riff of White Walls, which isn't it's not an ass kicking riff. It's a pummel
It's a pump up.
We're here we go. We're on the final stretch here.
You can see the circle pit forming.
It feels
for
like
sure.
the final stretch. You're like
By the time it starts getting to the pump up riff, you literally see the crowd dispersing.
they're ready. They know it's
And
coming.
then as soon as it hits, that's when the
Yep.
circle starts.
So let's see, how long is Viridian? It's relatively
2
long.
or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
2.5, I think.
It's a nice build up.
2 minutes even. Almost 2 minutes
Wow.
even. Yep.
Despite that, I still gave it a 10. I think it's totally wonderful. Dick.
I mean, I'm going to give it a 10 as well, simply because I can't listen to the next song without it.
Yeah, you
Yes.
guys,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
can't
White
have
Walls
one
is-
without the
White
other.
Walls is better for having Viridian in front of it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
100%. 100%.
Zach.
And on that note, 10.
All right, Brett
9.75.
and Chris.
10.
We're see, some might argue that we're being lazy at this point, but no, we're just
No.
getting
No,
into
it's-
the fucking. This is the steak.
Yeah, this is what.
This is the main course.
This
we're
is the
getting
meat
into.
and potatoes,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
We
This is
haven't-
it.
We've been on a fucking ride, and we have finally arrived at the final track off of Between the Barrier Means Colors album, White Walls.
Mm.
I could read through every single lyric because every single part of it is so good.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
first line, the monsters are made, and we have proven that we will be one of them.
The horrors take
I
the
love
stage.
that line so much.
It's
I love it.
it's it. That's it.
It's
That's-
so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I have one note for this entire song.
Perfect.
It, yeah, pretty much. Nothing needs to be said. It's just an all-out amazing song from riffs to melodies to vocals with a perfect ending to an album.
Yes, this is like the perfect
Mic
song for the culmination of the album, in the sense that it's both the culmination, but also like it's worth its weight in gold. Like it
Oh, yeah.
is the defining moment in this album for me.
You arrive there, and you arrive at the final song. It feels like it's the last song, and it's in every single part of it is the best bite.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
100%.
And does anyone else have anything they want to add before I just dive into how much I love the lyrics? Because there's so many good ones.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like where you want to start?
Don't show them how you truly are. Who would
Yes.
want
Yeah.
honesty? Who would want a group of people one can relate with?
Don't show
them
how you truly are.
It's fucking. It's so good. It's
Mm-hmm.
such a fucking stab at the way that people interact with each other nowadays.
I love the touch
Such a
on. I
great
love the
mic.
touch on the religion aspect. We need worship. We need devotion. Becoming gods from the image that is thrown out of their everyday lives to comfort. He repeats that. It's not a musical journey anymore. They chose Camilla, and we just stood by her the entire time.
Then back into what we were talking about earlier: monotonous expression, a forced replica of a tired sound.
Yep.
Puppets for a greed-driven carnival. The same charade as the passing years forced me out there.
I like how it's okay. So it's not a musical journey anymore. They chose Camilla. We stood by her the entire time. Referring to that Camilla Rhodes song about the.
Yep, they chose.
That's
they
the
chose,
one about the
chose,
sex
that's what they
industry
wanted,
thing.
And they're upset that they're not getting that anymore. Right here, they want to be fed a simple replication of past greatness.
Yeah.
Step back, evaluate, recognize, evaluate. We just need to throw some new ideas in. It'll eventually get out of this closed-off circle we are part of.
Yep.
It
Get
is.
out of
yes.
this
It is the
closed-off
perfect.
That is,
The
yeah.
perfect encapsulation of what this album is
Of the-
for them as a band.
And for the
Yeah.
music scene as a whole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like for
And
all these,
we're
for all
getting out of
these
this closed-off
snobby-
circle.
These snobby people that think they're better than you in the music scene, like.
Yep.
And
No one wants
like,
to hear that shit. No one wants that pretty shit mixed in with their heavy shit. And they're like,
what kind of closed off circle you in?
Yeah.
Like,
and guess what?
why don't you break out of that closed off circle for once? Like instead of your monotonous repetition, why don't you experience something new?
Who was, I think, Kerrang or Loudwire. I was reading one of their reviews, and they said that they inexplicably changed progressive metal more than any other band ever with this one album.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
came out, and people are
I
like,
could agree.
Damn.
Boom.
like, what?
Yeah.
Gotta step up our
I could
game.
agree.
And they aptly said, we will be remembered for this.
No lie there.
I saw in the Wikipedia document that this album received a ton of accolades from many, many different news magazines.
Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Except
Oh, yeah.
the people who were diehard
Oh well.
self-titled fans.
Fuck 'em.
So you get into you're getting stomped and stomped and stomped. We get down to the step back is slowing it down.
Step back,
Yep.
step back, step back.
Then
step
it just
back.
fucking stops. And builds up into that's where you get we just need to throw some new ideas in. And it builds up and it builds up and builds up until it explodes. We just got a couple more lines that we will remember. This is what we will be remembered for this. Yells out some white walls for a minute before they go to fucking town.
6
Mhm.
minutes of insane
Yeah.
fucking
Just
shredding.
All
We
the
get
slutty
to-
riffs you can think of.
Oh.
We get to the riff comes back.
Yep.
Riff comes back. We got the colors expand back out one more time. They get the chant going when you listen to it live. This is when they get the White Walls chant
Mhm.
going. With that final riff of the album, which is just so fucking good that I'm not gonna try to mouth it. Before the guitar solo,
Mhm.
which the thing about the guitar solo is it's not even terribly long, but it's so good.
Yeah.
It melts your
And-
brain.
And it gets you got the crazy solo going while he's doing the fastest blast beats he's done on the whole album. And then at the very end when it all just breaks again, just you feel like it feels like the end of the album. You feel like you broke through the final wall. You just beat the final boss. And then it just slides back into the piano part from the very beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love that piano
Yep.
part too.
And that's where, like I said earlier, like I would listen to this album and like I'd hear that piano outro, and then the next thing I knew it was like the next key for the intro.
Looping right
Right.
back in.
And it's like we're here
I
again.
guess we'll just listen to it again.
See the
Which
piano.
we just did. We
Aw,
listened to it
twist my
earlier,
arm.
and it's like,
Yeah.
we'll just go listen to the live version now.
Yeah.
Right.
The piano that for some reason it always reminds me of Son of Nothing. Like
Okay.
I almost feel like it's a callback / call forth for
I mean,
Son
I
of
would say
Nothing. I'm floating towards the sun part.
They're able to
Yeah.
It's definitely
they got
an
the
homage.
themes
Yeah.
that they're able to.
Yeah.
I tried to watch a couple of videos of a dude that broke everything down riff wise and fucking by the chords on how they wrote everything, and it's fucking mind blowing where they just sprinkle parts that sound familiar. So that's what makes it feel like one long continuous experience, is because they add those little parts.
Subliminally, you don't think about it.
But it's definitely
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then we go later. Like we're skipping a little bit, but when you get to Parallax 2, there's a ton of that.
Yeah.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Oh sure.
Lyrical callbacks, riff callbacks,
Yep.
like it's all there.
They definitely this
Definitely
is their
not my
jumping off
mistake.
point into fucking what appears to be an endless pool, because they keep pumping this stuff out and they keep making it more cohesive.
And it's
Yeah.
magical.
I'm still surprised with every album that has come out after this one.
Yeah.
Like this one was
They're
like
unique in their own ways.
this one
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, all right, cool. They found their sound. And then it's like, yeah, we kind of changed it a little bit. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that. And then they put it out, and I'm like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I remember. I'm sure we'll talk about it more when we get to Coma Eclectic. But before it was coming out, Nick, you're like, I'm not sure. You're like, you said it was like 80% clean vocals, and I'm like, good. Let's fucking hear
Yeah.
it.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now, I thought a couple months ago, I was like, yeah, I don't really think I liked Coma that much. And then I'm listening to it, I'm like, then why do I know every word to every song and every riff?
Yeah. Seriously.
So that was a
Okay,
lie.
fine. Okay, fine. I guess I
got
like it more
me.
than I thought I did.
You got me.
So with all that being said, I obviously gave it a 10.
Yeah.
Put them across the board.
I think.
Obviously.
Put them across the
Yeah.
board.
Do we even have to say it?
Actually, you
It's
know,
like I'm speaking for everyone.
Chris, don't be don't be
10,
stupid. Yeah, it's 10.
You know, he's gonna
No,
try to
it-
give it a 12 or something.
I mean, I was
I mean, is that
gonna
an
go for like a
option?
20,
No.
but
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
well,
Apparently, you can get a
why
1,000
can
and
Brett
10.
do a 10-10?
Because I'm
Brett made
special. Yeah.
All right, there it is. There's our third perfect 10. 2 perfect 10s on one album.
Ayo.
I don't think that even happened with Metallica.
Could have been 4 on one album, but I'm sorry I screwed that up for everyone.
You kind of did,
You
but it's okay.
Piece of shit.
We easily-
Twice. Actually.
Yeah, we absolutely blew every other album out of the water. Our average
Yeah.
for this was 9.56.
Ooh, yeah. That sounds about right.
And I personally held back. I could probably go in there and bump some of this.
I
scores up.
did a little bit too. Like that's why I didn't give everything a perfect 10. Like it has its
Yeah.
reasons. It's not, but
I felt really weird having 5 perfect songs on this album, but I was like, I couldn't possibly not.
Yeah, I held back a little bit myself.
I might have been able to bump Sundown just a touch, but I was like, no. If I don't have to, I'm not gonna.
No.
Answer the Sky, like, for that was like really outside of the opening. Answer the Sky, that was just like one where it just like fucked with where I almost have to take a break at certain points in it.
We were
Just-
scared for a minute.
Yeah, where it's just like, man, like I really just need I need to regain myself real
Mhm.
quick. Which I love it, but at the same time it's like, man, it's part of a thing where it's just like, shit, the fact that I have to take that break for myself, it's like, man, I love this song.
Yeah, it's
I
just
probably could give it a 10 still, but
Mm.
the fact it's too mind blowing sometimes.
it's just a giant slingshot of emotion.
probably easily.
are Nick and Zach are you guys the exact same? Oh nope, Zach's a little off. I saw 6625 on
Yeah.
yours, Nick, but he's got 65625.
Dick came in with the least generous ratings at a
Which is crazy. because-
9.38.
That's crazy because this album, so much like the beginning of this whole podcast, rank 'em all, Master of Puppets was kind of like the idea behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to Master of Puppets and see if I liked it better than I originally did, because my taste has changed. And then so of course I loved Master of Puppets this time around. This is another one of those albums that I was looking forward to, because this is an album that I was always told, dude, you got to listen to it. You got to listen to it. It's fucking perfect. And it never hit me right the first time. I figured when it was the 10-year anniversary, when we all went, I was like, I'm going to go to that because maybe I'll connect with it live.
Mm-hmm.
While I enjoyed that show, I didn't connect with it still. I was like, okay, it was a
Weird.
fun show.
I'm
I
trying
experienced,
so hard, guys.
I experienced it, whatever. And then here we are again. And I'm like, and after like the first 2 listens, I was like, oh my God.
There it is.
It's there. There it is.
That's it.
It finally
that light
clicked
bulb
with me.
finally kicked
Yeah,
on full
yeah.
blast.
And it's like one of those badass like Bluetooth light bulbs that you can change the color to.
Right.
Just because of
Christ.
colors.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
This album.
Yeah.
So like that just makes it so much more meaningful to me, this album. Like,
I'm glad that it finally clicked.
and like I came in here with so much to say, and then just hearing you, like, I haven't got to hear you guys really talk about it, so I'm just like, I'm gonna sit back and just listen.
Yeah, and I'm excited that was pretty much no notes for me. I was just like, nope, I just fucking love this shit. And I just needed the reminders because like in the middle there, like I told you, so Nothing Ants the Sky. I'm like, I know I really like this one part, but I can't honestly distinguish what song it's in because it all
just blends.
My problem.
Yeah,
just feeds
That's
together
my
so
problem.
hard. I can figure out I know where everything else transitions, but
that's probably
I finally get it.
for me.
With
That's
the
probably
riff.
the
I
main
didn't realize
reason.
that one riff that repeats in White
I
Walls
never had.
was the last thing of Son of Nothing. I'll show you in a minute. And you'll be like, oh, that, for sure.
Yeah, I've not put that together, but I'm really deaf when it comes to picking up stuff like that. Sometimes I'm not too good at it every now and then, so...
You're going to love it when I point out, you'll be like, oh my God.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
Yep, I'm sure I will.
Does anybody have anything else they want to add?
Banger. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Whole thing, 100%.
Banger.
This has easily entered into like my regular rotation.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And I love listening to it every which way. You can definitely tell between the original recording and the remastered version. For me, it's mostly vocals. It feels like,
Yeah.
he turned vocals up in different parts.
Mhm. I think
Right.
the remaster definitely sounds a lot better.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I mean, because that's what I was originally listening to, and then I got fed up with having to have internet connection on my phone.
Mhm.
So I was like, I have it on my computer. I'll just put it on there.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to it. I was like, sounds just barely off, and by off I mean just
Different.
It's still fine. It's still perfect. It's still awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't happen terribly often, but the live versions are
Amazing.
they're just as
Yeah.
good. The only thing I'll say it, so there is a criticism. The only thing I don't like is White Walls when Tommy does the thing where he's shaking his head.
You don't like that?
I don't like it.
See,
No.
I've done that on stage myself. It's just something you, in the moment, you're like, I'm gonna do this.
Well,
But
so
he
that
does
being
it
said,
constantly, though.
you
He
watch
does
those videos, and we're talking about the build up to White Walls.
Yeah.
We are 60 some minutes into this album, and yeah, of course, he's like, we are fucking over the hill now. This is the final stretch. So I totally get where he's coming from. We'll have to go and watch it when they hit after the guitar solo, the very end of White Walls, where it's flying off into the sky. The smile on Dan Briggs' face lights up my life. He is so fucking happy. They're all on stage just getting it, like smiling. They look so happy. I'm like, guys, I am just as fucking happy as you are, because it does feel triumphant is the word. Like at the end of White Walls, when they finally reach it, you're like, man, what a fucking journey. So I think that's a pretty good place to wrap it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that pretty much sums it up.
Guys, that was a lot of fun.
This album is a
kinda
lot of fun.
I feel like we were all really looking
Waiting.
forward to getting here. But honestly, because I know that I feel like a lot of us haven't, a lot of you haven't delved into the latter part of the discography as much. And I'm super, super excited. That being said, next time we will have one of the most interesting albums they've ever put out in a very good way.
Yeah.
The Great Misdirect. It is its own beast. It stands out as one of the most unique albums they've ever done. 6 songs. I think it's still over an hour. With their longest song, I believe it's 18 minutes.
Yeah. It's the longest song in their discography.
So the next one is going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun too. Thank you guys again, Dick, Brett, Chris, Zach.
No problem.
We did it.
We did.
Hell yeah, brothers.
Yep.
We got a long way to go still. I'm excited for every single moment of it. Until next time, we'll catch you again on Between the Bear to Me. Rank 'em all.
Rank 'em all.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Rank him again.